Well, back to yesterday's storms now. You know, most of the severe damage is to the south of us, but pretty much all of us got some rain yesterday. One viewer sharing this video out of Alabaster, where they certainly, as you see in this video, got tons of rain as the winds moved through that area as well.
We received several reports of hail from many of you, including a member of the WBRC First Alert Weather Team, JP Dice. He shared this picture of some hail that fell at his property in Shelby County. But Matt Daniel, I know yesterday you were tracking these storms, and hail fell in a lot of areas of Alabama.
Yeah, we saw that. We gave you that first alert. We were seeing those dynamics able to produce damaging winds, hail, and unfortunately that tornado threat also increased, especially to our south and east. Don't have to worry about the severe weather for today. It's all about winter returning once again. So make sure you grab those winter clothes, a sweater, anything to keep you warm, also to prevent that wind from getting to you. Cloudy and breezy throughout the day. And yes, we're going to have the chance to see some light rain, maybe mixed in with a few flurries or snow showers throughout the day, especially in northeast Alabama. So if you see that, don't get overly worked up just because the ground temperatures are warm, the surface temperatures are warm, and it's not going to cause any major issues besides wet roads. Here's what we're dealing with on First Alert AccuTrack radar and satellite. That cold front is now moving out into the Atlantic, but behind it we have that wraparound moisture. You can see some snow in that blue color right there, and the pink is showing a mix, and then in green, of course, is rain. So we'll zoom on in. We're seeing a few sprinkles showing up in Jasper, Winston, Marion, Fayette counties. Also seeing that light rain drifting to the south in parts of Talladega, making its way towards Sylacauga. First alert for you, just a little bit of light rain. Rockford and Coosa County, and also Clanton right along 65, seeing some very light rain. So this is what we'll have to deal with: the clouds and the wind and the mixture of rain, maybe mixed in with a few snow showers. 40 degrees, winds sustained out of the north, 17 miles per hour. And then as we take a view from Rainbow City, looks like maybe the lens is a little wet, maybe a few light sprinkles there. 39 degrees with those winds out of the northwest at 9. So right around the upper 30s to lower 40s. And when you factor in the winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour, it feels even colder. It feels like it's in the lower 30s in many spots. So bundle up. And so here's the setup for today. In pink, that's just where we could see a rain, maybe mixed in with some flurries. But in this area, northeast Alabama, especially this evening, there could be a little bit of snow shower activity in that region. Doubt we're going to see any accumulations. If we see anything, it'd be on grassy surface at higher elevations, far northeast Alabama. So no travel issues expected besides maybe a little bit of wet conditions on the roads due to it melting. So here's the next 24 hours. You can see the clouds stay with us. In green is the light rain. If you see blue, that's indicating maybe some light snow. You can see that's filtering from north to south. That will continue. And look at these temperatures, not moving up a lot. We're going to stay in the mid to upper 30s throughout this afternoon. And you can see East Alabama looks like the best chance to see a few snow showers, maybe even around 7 p.m. Now this model might be overdoing it a little bit, but just want to give you that first alert so you're ready. And then as we go into tonight, it's going to be cold. Bring those pets inside. We're going to be waking up into the upper 20s and lower 30s. Here's that 7-day forecast, and this weekend we're looking at lots of sunshine for Saturday, 47. Cold again Sunday morning in the mid to upper 20s. But we warm up closer to average Sunday. And for the holiday, for MLK Day, Monday, mostly dry, but the rain chances return Monday night into Tuesday. And look at those warmer temperatures, getting close to 70 degrees Wednesday afternoon. We'll have more updates to come. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, good morning and welcome back in. Well, now to the damage that's in Alabama County, one of the first to get hit with severe weather Thursday morning.
Thankfully, no deaths or serious injuries reported there, but a lot of people have property damage in Winston County. 2 large chicken houses were torn to shreds. Also, trees and power lines are down across several roads. And people quickly got those chainsaws out to clear as many roads as they could. And we're told most of the roads in that area are back open.
And we're dealing with some light rain, a little bit of a northwest flow bringing in some moisture. Could that be in the form of maybe a few flurries as we go into the late morning and afternoon hours? We'll talk all about it coming up.
Mobile home right here turned upside down, that type of thing.
And hopefully, once daylight comes, we can get people out here to talk about either lucky they weren't home or they had been home.
Live and on your side, you're watching WBRC Fox 6 News. Good Day, Alabama.
Oh my God.
Obviously, some very scary moments for many of you, and sadly, devastation and some confirmed deaths from tornadoes. More team coverage this half hour, plus a look at other states impacted in the South.
You can't cry over spilled milk. You pick up and just do the best you can and drive on down the road.
Well, also in Hale County, a look at how communities there are being resilient, coming together after those devastating storms. He has the right attitude, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
We welcome you in. Glad you're with us. Good morning. I'm Janice Rogers.
I'm Mike Derberly. As Fred Rogers once said, look for the helpers. We know many of you ready to jump in to help, and we'll be following those stories as well. But Mickey is in Selma, very hard hit there, Matt, Daniel, and a lot of places hit, but boy, Selma looks devastated.
Yeah, when we were tracking that yesterday, doing continuous coverage, we were looking at those storms and we did not like the looks of them. And unfortunately, what we saw on radar is what we're seeing in real time. And of course, we'll have a better idea of what exactly developed as the Weather Service surveys that damage. We don't have to worry about severe weather today. You have to worry about winter once again. We've got the wind blowing, we've got the cold temperatures, and even a little bit of moisture behind the system. See a little bit of light rain, maybe mixed in with some snow across the parts of the Midwest, spreading into Kentucky, Tennessee, and of course here in Alabama. So you might have to encounter some sprinkles on your way to work this morning. Seeing a little bit of light rain showing up in Shelby County. Near the Sylacauga area, seeing some light sprinkle activity, also in Coosa and Chilton counties. But temperatures in the upper 30s to lower 40s. Our high temperature already occurred shortly before midnight, when you factor in winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20, it's already feeling like it's in the lower 30s. So here's a look at your first alert coffee forecast. I recommend at least 3 or maybe hot chocolate, anything to keep you warm today. It's going to be cloudy, it's going to be breezy, and at times maybe a few sprinkles, some light showers, maybe even some flurries. Temperatures struggling to hit 40 degrees this afternoon. Many spots likely staying in the upper 30s. We'll have some warmer temperatures on the way for next week, but before then, I'm going to toss it on over to Toy. So take a look at your morning commute. Good morning, Toy.
Hey, good morning to you, Matt, Daniel. Good morning to you guys out there. Again, we are looking at things on the roadways here, of course, across the most central part of the metro area, I'll say. Of course, this is 459. That's the central part, I'd say. We're looking good. McCalla, all the way to Bessemer, Highway 150 there. Hoover, passing 3165, 280, all the way up to I-20 and 59 and Highway 11 up there in, of course, Trussville. We are in for a smooth commute there, accident breakdown free all across the area. Want to give you an update on those average gas prices here in Alabama today. Well, we have just one change for you. Regular, no change from yesterday at 302. Premium, which didn't change yesterday, has actually gone 3 cents down today to 375. Diesel, no change from yesterday at 445. Janice?
Toy, thank you. Well, we start this half hour in Hale County, where they once again were hit by severe weather. You're taking a look at drone video from Greensboro, where we're told that a woman there lost 2 homes in the storm.
Russell Jones live this morning from Hale County with more. Russell?
Hey, good morning. Yeah, I'm in Greensboro, and the area that we're at on Pear Road was hit pretty hard. Let me show you around. It looks as if a mobile home was sitting right here on these blocks in this area, and then the wind flipped it over several times. It ended up way over there, and you can see their things are just all over the place. I always feel bad when I'm in an area like this because you see all these personal things that belong to people just strewn all over the place. You feel like you almost shouldn't be here, but we just want to show you just how bad this area was hit yesterday. But amazingly, according to officials, nobody was hurt. But just take a look at the damage. Imagine being here yesterday when this happened. This home, it appears that it flipped several times over a car over here and ended up upside down. Now, we did speak to someone last night. She says that right now she's just thankful to still be here.
Thankful that God saved my life. You know, I mean, it takes a lot of years to build stuff, memories and different stuff, but that stuff can be replaced. But I'm just grateful God that spared our life.
Yeah, we are thankful too. I mean, this is just a mess out here. And this isn't the only area that got some damage. We're also hearing that not too far from here, close to the town of Akron, there was also damage there. Homes destroyed, mobile homes there that were turned over as well. We're going to go there later, but I can tell you one thing. Whenever I come to scenes like this, when it's dark, once the sun comes up, you'll really be able to see the damage, and we'll give you some more live reports throughout the morning. Reporting live in Greensboro, Russell Jones, WBRC Fox 6 News, on your side.
All right, also in Hale County in the Akron area, there is major damage not far from County Road 36. Now, according to the Hale County EMA office, 44 homes were hit. When EMA Director Russ Whedon arrived to the area, he told us he quickly grabbed his chainsaw, cut his way through trees down at 4 locations blocking the road. Bob Seiler of Hale County sadly lost his home, but he is choosing to take this perspective.
I think the Lord was good to me, give me enough sense to get away from here before it hit, because there's a good chance I'd have lost my life. There's no doubt about it. Up there where I sleep's gone. The bedroom.
Of the 44 homes hit in that county, we know at least 10 are destroyed.
In Selma, the damage described as catastrophic. After a tornado hit there, you can see the apparent funnel cloud and the damage left behind in this video. That's the storm people were faced with, and this is the damage it left behind. You see a bird's eye view of that here. Now, you see the fire here in this building. We're told that it caught on fire shortly after being grazed by the tornado.
Well, this morning in Selma, where we'll join Mickey live in a moment, city leaders and EMA leaders will still be working now to get details on the scope of the damage and the number of injuries as they continue recovery efforts. A lot of the debris needs to be cleared. And meanwhile, this resident of Selma, very emotional, trying to process Thursday's frightening moments.
So I thought, gosh, better get to the basement. And as I went down the steps, I just saw things I'll never forget. It was awful. And then I got to the basement, and we have a two-story house, and I could just hear the trees falling on the house, and it's bad, but it's also very humbling that we're okay.
U.S. Representative Terry Sewell of Alabama is in her hometown of Selma this morning, we understand. She released a statement saying her office has already started coordinating a federal response to the disaster. She also says the people of the Black Belt are strong and will get through this together. And again, our hearts go out to the people impacted by these tornadoes, including Autauga County, where at least 6 people are confirmed dead. Autauga County includes Prattville, and you're looking at some of the damage there. A tornado snapped trees, ripped through homes and buildings, and more searches are expected in Autauga County. Well, this morning, Pelham firefighters are among the first responders jumping into action to help neighboring counties.
Jonathan Skinner joins us now with more on those helping hands now in Autauga County. Jonathan, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Janice and Mike. Pelham Fire Chief Mike Reed says that the process really started with communicating with the first responders in Autauga County about what they needed, what specifically they could get, and anything from chainsaws to medical personnel as well. Now, this is Engine 94 just before crews head out yesterday afternoon. Chief Reed says that they'll also be sending rescue trucks with extra EMS supplies. Now, just in case they had to rescue people from their homes. He says there are a number of things that they have to consider before they send people out to help.
You know, anytime that I deploy my personnel for, situations like this, it's always, you're sending them into hazards, things that we're not used to, like clearing roadways with trees. And you're always concerned about power lines being wrapped in trees that we don't see. And so obviously prayers, for the responders, but definitely prayers for those people that have been affected.
And he says if you want to help, rather than just rushing out, one of the best things that you can do is ask and see what EMA is asking for as far as donations go. That's one of the ways that you can be of assistance at this time. Jonathan Skinner, WBRC Fox 6 News, on your side.
Thank you, Jonathan. More Americans in debt now borrowing money because of inflation. Well, we have a few steps that you can take to try to ease some of those financial burdens.
The new development surrounding that FAA glitch that grounded flights Wednesday. What that federal agency is now blaming for that massive mess.
We are taking a look at the 24-hour temperature change because literally yesterday It was spring. Today, it definitely feels like winter once again. We've got temperatures nearly 25, almost 30 degrees colder than at this time yesterday. We were in the 60s, and here we are now in the upper 30s to lower 40s, and that wind is bringing in that dry, cold air. So no doubt, when you factor in those wind speeds at 10 to 20 miles per hour, it feels even colder. It feels like it's 31 in Birmingham, feels like it's 30 in Center, and it feels like it's 29 out of Coleman, 28 is what it feels like in Haleyville. First alert AccuTrack radar and satellite. We had that cold front move through. If you're watching Wes yesterday, he was mentioning we have a little bit of moisture that's trying to spread into the southeast, wrapping around that low. And you can see some snow in parts of Illinois, Indiana, spreading to western Kentucky and central Tennessee, and of course here across Alabama. Now you see that in green, that's indicating just rain, some light shower activity in Shelby County, maybe a little bit in parts of Clay and Talladega and Coosa counties. But your out the door forecast, we're going to stay with the clouds. They're going to be stubborn throughout the day. It's going to be breezy, and yes, there is a chance we could see some light rain, maybe mixed in with some flurries, but the ground temperatures are warm, so it's not going to cause any issues. But do note, we could see a little bit of that in temperatures. They're going to struggle to warm up near 40 degrees. We're going to have some warmer temperatures, though, especially for next week. I'll have details on that coming up shortly. Now here's Toy with a look at your morning commute.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. We're looking at things across the area, and we're in great shape. Accident breakdown and slowdown free. It's a quiet part of the morning, so we do expect this, of course. As we look a little closer at 59, you're traveling southbound there, 59 southbound at 459 in Trussville. Looking pretty good. No issues or concerns there. Of course, these are your drive times to I-20, 280, 65, and 459. Looking good, and as you travel down through Roebuck, East Lake, on the 2059 past the airport and to the east side there of Birmingham, in great shape. 459 the Red Mountain Expressway. It's 9 minutes. Chalkville Mountain Road to the downtown junction is a smooth 14 minutes for you. Good to go over here. Mike?
All right, Toy. Well, the Federal Aviation Administration is now blaming human error for the computer systems issue that grounded air travel nationwide. Officials say a preliminary analysis shows the system failure was caused by those who did not follow procedure while accessing the Notice to Air Missions database. Now, that's the system that gives important pre-flight information to pilots. They say a data file was damaged, which led to the massive grounding of flights for 90 minutes Wednesday, triggering operational problems for airline carriers.
Well, this morning, inflation continues to make it harder for families all across the country to make ends meet. According to a study from the financial group NerdWallet, nearly half of the employed Americans say they cannot keep up with rising costs. That same study says the median household income has grown by 4% this year, while the cost of living jumped 8%. Now, more Americans are choosing credit card debt to get by. Experts say the beginning of the year, though, is a good time to get your financial situation under control.
It's January. A lot of people have money-related New Year's resolutions. This is a good time to take a look at where your money is going every month and see if there are any obvious easy cuts you can make out of your spending. And that's money that you can apply toward debt repayments or savings or other things that you need to buy in the coming months.
Now, she also says be aware of those buy now, pay later services, because if you can't afford to pay for it right now, it may be tougher to make those payments later.
Well, as you know, tax filing season is around the corner. The IRS has officially set January 23rd as the start of the 2023 tax season, the day the agency will begin accepting and processing your 2022 returns. Normally, the filing deadline is April 15th, but this year that's a Saturday, and the following Monday is Emancipation Day, which is a holiday. So this year, the filing deadline is Tuesday, April 18th. Well, we are blanketing coverage of parts of Alabama that were hit with storms or tornadoes. We'll show you parts of North Alabama hit hard.
All right, happy Friday, everybody. Of course, yesterday was a very bad day for the state and even for Georgia with all those nasty storms that moved through. I want to show you the overview of the storm reports and where those tornado tracks likely are, and that's where the Weather Service is going to be surveying today, and if they have to, going into tomorrow. So we had a little bit of a tornadic activity, parts of Winston County, also saw a lot in Sumter and Greene and Hale counties moving up into southern Tuscaloosa and a bit, and of course that nasty tornadic storm that we were tracking yesterday, it just kept on cycling. In other words, it was intense and then it was lifted and then it came right back. So this is the main track, but you can see it went through Selma and then it of course went into parts of southern Coosa and Tallapoosa counties. And on top of that, we saw some severe storms too with some hail and of course some wind gusts as well. We don't have to worry about severe weather now. We have to worry about winter once again. That cold front has slid on through. See some wraparound moisture to the north, some snow in Illinois and Indiana, making its way into Kentucky, even into maybe the Nashville area. And as it moves to the south, it's not a lot of it, but just enough to create some issues with your windshield wipers. So you might have to deal with some light rain this morning, and at any point throughout the day, you see some light rain in parts of Shelby County, a little bit of light rain as well near Sylacauga, going into the Goodwater area in northeastern parts of Coosa County. Summerton, right now we're at 39 degrees. Look at those winds gusting up to 18 miles per hour, and temperatures pretty chilly. You want to grab all your winter clothes, a sweater, a windbreaker, anything to help you stay warm. We're looking at mid-30s in Hamilton, Haleyville, and Coleman, near 40 in many locations. But look at those winds, 20 at Fayette, 17 in Birmingham. Those winds will continue, and it's going to make it feel like it's in the lower 30s, even some upper 20s in a few spots. So the next 24 hours, we're going to see that northwest flow. It's going to squeeze out that available moisture. So you can see in green, that's indicating some light rain. If you see blue, though, on the screen, that's maybe showing a little bit of flurry action. And you can see most of that activity is going to be in East Alabama. This is lunchtime, still in the mid to upper 30s, still holding into the 30s this afternoon. And there you go. You can see a little bit of that. If you see some flurries, some snow showers, let us know. Take some pictures, send it through the WBRC First Alert Weather app. Once again, the ground temperatures are very warm. Surface temperatures should remain above freezing for most of today, so I'm not anticipating many issues. Now, as we go into tonight, we'll likely see freezing temperatures. A lot of us waking up into the upper 20s with a partly cloudy sky. The clouds will move out tomorrow morning, and that will give way to plenty of sunshine. So if you got any outdoor plans, you'll need the jacket, but you won't need the rain gear. We're looking at 41 degrees at 11 a.m. tomorrow, and we're looking at highs into the mid to upper 40s. The next big thing, our next rain chance, you'll have to wait till early next week. On Martin Luther King Jr. Day, mostly dry, mostly cloudy. We'll see highs approaching 60, but we'll see rain move in Monday night into Tuesday, and then that will move out, and we'll likely see another round of showers, maybe even some storms going into Wednesday and Thursday. You can see that on our 7-day forecast. We're looking really nice for this weekend. First alert for freezing temperatures, though. Make sure those pets are inside so they can stay warm. Upper 20s tonight, but by Sunday morning, we could be waking up with temperatures perhaps into the mid to upper 20s. 55 for a high on Sunday, near 60 on Monday, and then look at those rain chances and look at those warm temperatures. They're back close to 70 degrees Wednesday, and maybe a first alert for some rain, maybe some thunderstorms going into Thursday. We'll have more updates to come the next hour. Now here's Toy with a look at your morning commute.
All right, thank you very much, Matt Daniel. We are taking a look at things. Actually, going to start here on I-22 in great shape right now. Of course, if you're traveling east or westbound on 22, Marion County, Walker County, smooth sailing for you as you travel to the North Birmingham area. 65 looks good as well from Coleman all the way down to the downtown Birmingham junction, in great shape there. All right, here's your drive time. 65 southbound from Coleman to the downtown junction. It's a 41-minute drive for you. All right, now Mike.
All right, Todd. Well, Alabama not the only state impacted by rounds of severe weather. In Georgia, a 5-year-old boy was killed in Butts County when a tree fell on a vehicle, and an adult who was in the same car is in critical condition. You're looking at damage in Lithia Springs, just outside of Atlanta there. And also, more video from Troup County, Georgia. That includes the LaGrange area. A giant tree there falling across lanes on I-185 there south, headed towards Columbus, completely shutting that road down for a while.
And back here in Alabama, the mayor of Alex City tells us that a state trooper was trapped inside his vehicle when a tree fell on it. You're looking at it there, but this picture showing the tree that fell on top of the car. The trooper was taken to the hospital where Aaliyah says the The trooper is currently recovering. No word on exactly, though, how serious those injuries are. Well, it wasn't just Central and South Alabama which got hit hard by yesterday's storms.
Those storms also left destruction behind in North Alabama. Take a look now at video from Lawrence County. This is a security camera at the Relax Inn Motel on Highway 157 in Moulton. Look at that. As you see that tornado, those storms that just tore that roof off there, off that motel in mere seconds. Meanwhile, here's a bird's eye view of the damage in West Decatur. This is a video of Jade Landings Marina and RV Park. Just a mangled mess there with twisted metal everywhere. There were also reports of toppled RVs and boats flipped. We know Coosa County also had damage.
And also in Decatur, this is proof of just how strong the winds had gotten yesterday, pushing over two 18-wheelers on Highway 20. This is a video of crews there flipping the trucks back upright, though. According to Morgan County EMA officials, the driver of that truck, along with one recycling plant worker, suffered minor injuries, but we understand they will be okay.
Well, the Mega Millions lottery is now the Mega Billions lottery. How much is on the line in tonight's drawing?
Well, now to some entertainment news. It is official. Jamie Lynn Spears is reprising her role on the Nickelodeon show Zoey 101, Zoey 102, the movie adaptation of the hit TV series that ran from 2005 to 2008, officially in the works now. The film's storyline features the adult versions of the Pacific Coast Academy alumni reuniting at a wedding. Zoey 102 slated to premiere later this year on Paramount+.
Happening tonight, the drawing for the Mega Millions lottery, but the jackpot is Mega Billions, if you will. The lucky winner of the Friday the 13th Mega Millions drawing could win an estimated $1.35 billion after taxes. Not as much, but I think you'll still be okay. The current jackpot, the second largest in Mega Millions history.
All right, today's Friday the 13th. Some say it's unlucky, but maybe someone will have a lucky day on the winning the millions. Billion, million, who knows. We're talking about some cold temperatures, and I'll try to figure out what to say when we go into the weekend forecast. Lots of sunshine expected. Stick around. See you weather every 6.
Live and on your side, your morning starts with WBRC Fox 6 News. Good day, Alabama.
Relief and cleanup efforts will ramp up as the sun rises this hour. Several parts of Alabama devastated by tornadoes, tragically causing at least 6 deaths.
Some of the most devastated areas include Selma, Watauga County, and parts of West Alabama. We have team coverage this morning with crews on the ground with the latest information. Good morning, everybody. Glad you're with us. But first, we want to get you caught up on the current weather situation.
Yeah, we know that Matt Daniel, we just saw Mickey and Selma. Matt Daniel's in. Matty, you know people are going to feel the changes this morning, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're literally go from spring to winter once again, and one thing that you'll really notice is the wind still out there, making it feel several degrees colder. And look at these temperatures. We're almost 25, 30 degrees colder now compared to this time yesterday. It is 36 degrees in Haleyville, 40 in Birmingham, 43 in Tuscaloosa. And really, the high temperature today is pretty much what you're seeing right now, because as we go into the afternoon, temperatures aren't going to change a lot. In fact, they might drop a degree or two. So that's what's going to feel like. And then you factor in winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20, it's going to feel even colder. Feels like it's 31 in Coleman, feels like it's 27 in Haleyville. Here's a look at our first alert AccuTrack radar and satellite. That cold front has moved through. We got that northwest flow spreading into the region, and we are looking at some of that wintry precip to the north trying to spread into the south. We'll zoom on in. You see a little bit of that moisture spreading from north to south. Right now it's just a little bit of light rain across central Alabama. We're seeing a few sprinkles showing up in Jefferson, Shelby counties. Not going to cause any issues except for using an occasional windshield wiper. So planning out your day, lots of clouds today. Got a 30% chance of maybe some rain mixed in with maybe some flurries or snow showers. No major issues expected. The ground temperatures are still very warm from previous warmth, and also those surface temperatures staying above freezing, but it's just going to be really cold. Bundle up. Notice just maybe 40, 41 by 2 or 3 p.m. We'll be cooling down into the 30s once the sun sets. We're looking at freezing temperatures tonight. I'll have details coming up. But before then, let's go ahead and toss it on over to you, Toy. How's it looking out there?
Looking pretty good still, Matt, and that's the good news here. It's a Friday morning. We like to keep it easy on the road, right?
Yes.
Easy stream.
After yesterday, I would like easy.
Oh, yeah, we need that. Absolutely. Well, we're looking live at an easy commute right now. 2059 there in the downtown Birmingham area, right there over City Walk near the BJCC, Protective Stadium, uptown, looking really good there this morning. All right, across the area, same thing. We look good on our map here. Now, we're seeing some of the green, pink, some of what Matt's kind of been referring to, possibility for some of that ice potentially out there. But Matt mentioned earlier, I believe it's too warm on the roads right now, so we don't expect that, but that's just what it's showing up here. So just the first alert to be careful out there in some areas if you certainly run into any of that this morning, but we don't expect that. All right, Janice.
Thank you, Toy. Well, sadly, we do have confirmation this morning that at least 6 people lost their lives in those storms that hit Alabama yesterday. The damage widespread. What you're looking at here, this is in Selma in Dallas County. It just goes block after block, as you see in this aerial video. And those 6 people who were killed lived in Autauga County. Tragically, the sheriff there says that number, he fears, will still rise. The National Weather Service says that survey teams, though, will begin damage assessments there this morning.
Janice mentioned Autauga County. Well, that county, along with Chambers County, Coosa County, Dallas County, Elmore County, Tallapoosa County, all under a state of emergency this morning. Governor Kay Ivey making that declaration last night, but her office says other counties could be added after further assessments. And we start our team coverage this hour in Dallas County, where Selma simply devastated by that powerful tornado. That's where we find our Mickey Ferguson live this morning. Mickey.
Hey, good morning, guys. And it is it's quite a sight to behold out here. I tell you what, we're still waiting for the sun to come up, of course, to assess some of this damage. But we're across the street from what is called the Mid-City Mart. To put it in perspective, this is Selma Highway, and we're about 1 mile from the Edmund Pettus Bridge, the Alabama River, right down here. They had some crews a little while ago trying to get a power pole off a tractor trailer rig. So I think they got that off of there, but they've got Montgomery Police together with Selma Police just kind of blocking off some of these areas here, I guess to protect from looters and what just to protect people from down power lines and all kinds of debris. This is the Mid-City Mart, of what is left of it anyway. Behind there looks like an abandoned building that was damaged, and there's a Spectrum, I guess a Charter Spectrum building there. You could see the brick. You might be able to see that has busted off of that building. We talked with a guy yesterday that described all this when the tornado came through the Selma area.
When I got in the car, shut the door, that's when the storm just, the tornado just came and went right through that way.
So you saw the tornado?
I was in it, yeah, I was in it.
Yeah, he was in it, and it happens that fast. I don't know if you can see the debris on the roadway here. There's power lines that are sagging. We're trying to be careful ourselves. We're waiting until daylight before we can move our little operation a little closer in, because we don't know where the down power lines are. So we're just waiting for daylight to assess the situation, and we can show you a lot more damage once everything gets a little bit more visible. Let's head back to the studio now, guys.
All right, Mickey, thank you. Well, now to West Alabama, where the city of Utah is under a curfew until 7 this morning. Also, Greene County schools are closed today because of power outages. Kelvin Reynolds joins us now live from Utah. Kelvin, good morning.
Good morning to you, Janice. You talk about power being out here in parts of Utah. It's because of things like this. Lines knocked down when those winds started blowing down trees and tree limbs, downing power lines and whatnot. We are on Ashby Circle. I got Greg Long, the photojournalist who's behind the camera. We're walking down the street right now, and you can see where Alabama power crews are amongst a group of people out here right now trying to get things back in order out here. You look and you can see that they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 trucks at the end of this street where they're trying to get power lines back up. Several homes damaged, other homes here in this particular neighborhood not damaged. So trying to get the lights back on for folks here, but there is a lot of damage and destruction out here. You can see this is part of a house. I'm seeing part of a roof as well as a wall that looks like it was just blown off of a home into the yard and then also into this particular street out here. Thankfully, no fatalities or injuries reported, but we're still waiting to get a damage assessment on the number of buildings, homes either damaged and or destroyed here in Utah. We are waiting on a press conference that's going to be happening at 11 o'clock this morning with Utah city officials, and we're assuming EMA officials as well, to get a sense of just how bad the damage is. We're not going to get the lights back on in most of the city. As you mentioned, school canceled today in Greene County because of these power outages. So a lot of work is yet to begin to get this city back up on its feet. Live.
We were real fortunate. I said, you could always repair the wood and the mortar, and it takes time. But yeah, we're glad there wasn't any loss of life, and I'm glad that no one in the area was hurt. That's the most important thing.
To see everybody coming together to try to help, it's just great.
And we're hoping to get more information at 11 o'clock today on what the recovery process is going to be like here in Utah. That's when city officials, EMA, and maybe others are going to be talking about the number of houses and or damaged and destroyed and just what it's going to take to get this city back up on its feet. Live in Utah, Kelvin Reynolds, WBRC, Fox 6 News on your side.
All right, Kelvin, we expect an update really any minute now from the Alabama Power now, but we're going to get an update on how many people will get power restored soon. Thousands of people in our state are without power, so that could take a while. At last check, about 23,000 customers are in the dark, and this map shows the counties where that were impacted the most. And we know that those power crews, though, will be very busy this morning.
Also, multiple homes in Greensboro have structural damage. Some barns and other buildings were destroyed, but the Hale County coroner confirmed there were no deaths or serious injuries there, so we have been looking into that as well. Now, viewers from across the state have been sharing numerous videos with us, including which appears to show that tornado there that hit Autauga County. Just heartbreaking, devastating losses for folks there. 6 people, as we've mentioned, confirmed dead there, but more searches are not completed. Reporter Brady Talbert is in that area.
No time to waste for power crews, law enforcement, and more. A powerful storm has claimed multiple lives and left this community in pieces. It's even moved people's homes.
My double-wide mobile home was picked up and moved over 100 feet and set in the middle of County Road 68. My neighbor across the road has lost the top off his house.
County Coroner Buster Barber lives along County Road 68. It's one of the hardest hit spots. People's personal belongings are scattered outside.
We are in the process of trying to figure out which way we're going to go. We're trying to dig out odds and ends that are salvageable, but I have a total loss of my house and contents.
Across the county, the Marbury Volunteer Fire Department was also hit. The storm ripping the side of this building off. On the inside, the roof is caving in. No firefighters were inside.
We're very blessed, all right? So we don't usually respond until we're called upon. We knew that this was happening, and there was a lot of activity taking place, so we're very blessed that no one was here at the time.
Because this building can be fixed, but lives are lost forever. We're looking at weather every 6, and of course the cold temperatures are back, so we got to look at your First Alert coffee forecast. And I'm thinking 3 cups at least, something to keep you warm. Hot chocolate, coffee. We got clouds. It's going to be breezy at times with winds out the north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusts to 25, and in between, we could see some light rain, maybe some flurries show up. It's not going to cause any issues. It's not going to ice over because temperatures should remain above freezing. And we're going to struggle to stay near 40 degrees this afternoon. I think a lot of spots will end up in the 30s. You can see the next 24 hours, northwest flow squeezing out available moisture. You see pink, that could be a rain-snow mix, especially the eastern half of the state. That could even continue this afternoon, maybe even into this evening. So just be aware of that if you see anything that's pretty pretty. If you see a little bit of snow falling from the sky, would love to see that. You can take those photos and send it through the WBRC First Alert weather app. We're looking at freezing temperatures tonight and another round of cold temperatures Sunday morning. We'll have a look at your weekend forecast coming up. Weather Every 6.
She was the only child of one of the most famous entertainers in history. What we know about the death of Lisa Marie Presley.
The latest from the Justice Department after more classified documents were found at separate locations under the possession of President Biden.
Good morning and welcome back in. Well, reactions continue to pour in this morning about the passing of Lisa Marie Presley. Lisa Marie was the only child of Elvis Presley. She was rushed to the hospital Thursday after reports she went into cardiac arrest at her home. Lisa Marie had just attended the Golden Globes on Tuesday for the movie about her dad's life. You know, she was really in the spotlight from the moment she was born in 1968 at the height of her father's career. Her mother, Priscilla Presley, saying she was the most passionate, strong, and loving woman I've ever known. Lisa Marie Presley was only 54 years old.
U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland has appointed a special counsel to investigate the handling of classified documents found at President Biden's home in Delaware and in office. The documents are from when Biden served as vice president. The first batch of classified documents was found November 2nd, but did not come to light publicly until this week after a network news report. Attorney General Garland picked Robert Hur as special counsel. He served as a top Justice Department official during the Trump administration. White House counsel claims the investigation will show the documents were inadvertently displaced. All right, in a moment, we jump back into our blanket coverage of severe weather hitting the state and where big pieces of hail fell on several yards.
And the latest on efforts by Trussville City Schools to hire a new superintendent.
Welcome back in. We've received several reports of hail from many of you, including a member of the WBRC First Alert Weather Team, JP Dice. He shared this picture of some hail that fell at his property in Shelby County. Matt Daniel, meanwhile, definite changes and maybe some snow today?
Yeah, don't make people freak out.
No, I know. It's not going to stick.
It'll be okay. It'll
All right.
be okay. I
All
know it's
right.
Friday the 13th and weird things can happen, but yeah, thank you, Janice. We are looking at, I want to give you some updates. As you know, we're in the heart of winter, and of course, as we're getting closer to spring, that means our amount of daylight is actually increasing. So our sunrise this morning is at 6:52. In February, it's going to be a little bit earlier at 6:43, and then 6:15 by March 1st. But check this out for sunset. Today, the sunset's no longer in the 4 o'clock hour. It's now at 5 p.m. So you probably noticed that sun's setting a little later. So some encouraging news there. 5:18 when it sets February 1st and 5:43 March 1st. And of course, once we spring forward, it's going to be even later than that. Here's what we're dealing with right now. Of course, that nasty weather yesterday has moved out into the Atlantic. Now we're dealing with the winter side of things. We got cold air moving in and it's squeezing out that moisture in the form of, like Mike said, snow. You can see that in blue in parts of Indiana and Illinois, spreading into Kentucky and Tennessee. And here locally, we're just dealing with some sprinkles showing up on our First Alert AccuTrack radar. Wes Wyatt was talking about that yesterday, and here it is, drifting from north to south. And most of it's very light. Shouldn't cause too many issues, but if you're driving, you might have to use an occasional windshield wiper. Now, here's what we're dealing with here in Birmingham. Looks like the lens might be just a little wet there, 40 degrees. Northwest winds right around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now to Summerton, we're sitting in at 13.9. So temperatures all above freezing. Don't have to worry about ice or any major concerns like that, but a little colder up to the north, 36 in Hamilton and Haleyville, 43 in Tuscaloosa. When you got the winds right at 10 to 20 miles per hour, it feels like it's in the upper 20s and lower 30s. And that's what it's going to feel like for most of today. So be ready for that. Stay warm, dress warm, and prepare for that wind at times. Next 24 hours showing with that northwest flow squeezing out some light showers this morning. Can't rule out a mixture of rain, snow into the afternoon. Temperatures not budging though, staying cloudy, upper 30s at times. And even this evening, this model's hinting at the chance for maybe a few snow showers. So if you see it at 7 p.m., take a picture of it. We'd love to see it through the First Alert weather app. And of course, we can share it on TV. Once again, I wouldn't be surprised, especially in northeast Alabama, if we see a dusting on grassy surfaces. But once again, the main roads, they're going to still remain way too warm. I will let you know, though, it's going to be cold tomorrow morning. Bring those pets inside, waking up into the upper 20s. And tomorrow, lots of sunshine expected. So we'll warm up nicely, although it's still going to be chilly with highs into the mid to upper 40s. And then as we look ahead into the MLK holiday weekend, looking really nice. Partly cloudy Sunday, 55, and on Monday, mostly cloudy, high near 60. And that rain chance is really going to make its way into northwest Alabama Monday evening, with the bulk of that rain Monday night and Tuesday morning. You see that on the 7-day forecast. Enjoy the dry weather for the weekend. Temperatures below or slightly near that average temperatures. And then as we go into Monday to Tuesday, we got some rain. And it's going to be very warm and unsettled, unfortunately, once again. Highs getting close to 70 on Wednesday, and maybe a chance for rain, perhaps some storms. Thursday, still way too early to know if we even have any strong storms at this point. Right now, doesn't look like we'll see much of a severe threat, but things can change around here. And we'll have more details coming up, weather every 6. Now here's Toy.
Matt, thank you very much. We are looking at things across the area at this time. Of course, 6:23 on the dot right now. We look good across the area. As we look a little closer at Highway 280, we see a better picture here, and it looks good for you as you travel inbound. Smooth sailing there, of course, through the Mountain Brook area, the Homewood area, of course, near Highland. Looking good as you travel into downtown Birmingham. 459 to I-20 is an 8-minute commute. 459 University Boulevard is a 7-minute commute. All right, Janice.
Thank you very much, Toy. Well, now to Trussville City School leaders and how they're asking for parents' feedback and what they want to see in a new superintendent. The system held a meeting last night to hear parents' opinions. Those results will be shared with the school board and included in the interview process, we're told. There's also an online survey about the matter from the Alabama Association of School Boards. Education consultant Michael Barber here talking about what he believes parents want to see.
Approachability, a caring heart, experience as a superintendent, or successful experience in school setting, all of that, and then you get into the discussion of what is successful experience. And that is being responsible for a program or a group and moving them forward towards success, measurable success.
Well, that online survey closes today. The system says it expects the new superintendent to start on April the 10th.
What we know this morning about this close call in North Alabama.
Well, you could hear them screaming there. Talk about a close call. These workers at a recycling facility in Decatur say they were so fortunate after this moment during yesterday's storm. So the wind picked up a huge piece of debris and threw it. It landed right in front of where they were taking shelter. Thankfully, though, there were no injuries, but you hear it hit there. All those men there inside trying to escape the storm.
Goodness, glad they're okay. And next half hour, we're going to jump back into our team coverage from areas hit by tornadoes. Sadly, some deaths in Onondaga County. Also, Russell Jones will join us live from one town in West Alabama. That's coming up.
Live and on your side, your morning starts with WBRC Fox 6 News. Good Day, Alabama.
Oh my God.
Obviously, some scary moments for many of you, and sadly, devastation and some confirmed deaths from tornadoes. More team coverage this half hour, plus a look at other states impacted in the South.
And we're in the city of Greensboro. It was hit really hard. There is debris all over the place. There's a refrigerator that was thrown at least 50 yards. Coming up, we're going to show you all the damage to give you a live report.
You can't cry with spilled milk. You pick up and just do the best you can and drive on down the road.
Boy, what a great attitude he has after some very scary moments. Hale County, a look at how communities there are being resilient, coming together after the devastating storms. We welcome you in. A lot to get to this morning as we get going on this Friday. I'm Janice Rogers.
And I'm Mike Darberly. Mickey will join us later live from Selma, where they were devastated down there. Matt Daniel right now at the bus stop. Matt, people are going to feel some changes this morning, right?
Yeah, it's cold. Yeah, it's definitely different from yesterday. We were in the 60s yesterday, and today we're in the 30s and 40s. So if the kids are waiting at the bus stop, make sure they're dressed warmly and prepare for the wind as well, because that's going to make it feel even colder. So let's get on the board, and we're looking at, oh, there we go, cloudy and cold today. Lots of clouds, and we have a few showers possible across the area. Just very light rain. Shouldn't cause too many issues, but look at those winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So here's a look at the next 24 hours. We're going to stay cloudy. I removed the clouds from this just so you can see what could be falling from the sky. So notice as we go towards lunchtime, most of us are dry, but especially northeast Alabama. Can't rule out some rain mixed in with some light snow, maybe some flurries. But don't get overly worked up because the ground temperatures are really warm and the surface temperatures staying well above freezing. So not expecting any ice or any major issues. Notice as we head home from school, still lingering showers, maybe mixed in with some snow flurries, and that can linger going into this evening. So prepare for the cold, prepare for the wind. We'll talk in detail about your weekend forecast coming up, weather every 6. Now here's Toy.
Alrighty then, thank you very much, Matt Daniel. We are looking at things on I-65 here. If you're traveling northbound on 65 in Chilton County through Walker County, of course, Chilton County to Shelby County, forgive me, as you travel northbound there on 65 or 31, looking good, no issues as you make your way towards 459, the Hoover area. Hoover to downtown is a smooth commute for you here, as you can see, and we're looking good on 459. 65 is 31 there in Vestavia Hills, and Hoover, of course, in great shape as you travel all the way up towards the downtown Birmingham Junction. All right, across the area, we're looking good as well. And wanted to show you this 65 live look here at 65 at Oxmoor, and traffic is moving nicely. More people out at 634 this morning. Hoover to downtown is an easy 10-minute commute. Janice.
Thank you, Toy. Well, as you know by now, storms really carved a path of destruction through parts of Alabama, another hard-hit area, no stranger to the storms this year. This is drone video from Greensboro in Hale County, and that is where we're told a woman there lost at least 2 homes. She owned both of them.
Russell Jones joins us live this morning from Hale County with more. Russell.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, we're in Greensboro, in the area that we're at. It's going to take a while to clean up the mess out here. There is just stuff all over the place, and you know, to be honest with you, I hate to even say mess because, yeah, it is a mess, but this is people's personal things. They're just all over the place. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. You see these steps? That leads up to where someone's home was. You see the platform? It's gone. I think it's 50 yards in the other direction, but it went a ways from where it's at. And this is where somebody lived. I mean, somebody slept here. They cooked dinner here. This is where they came to feel safe. And when you see it like this, it's really sad to think that it's just completely gone. Now, thankfully, no one was hurt, but you know, we see these type of things in Alabama all the time, and you kind of get used to seeing the tornado damage. But once you're here and you actually realize, and you see little kids' toys on the ground, and you see jewelry and all these personal things, it's really heartbreaking. And we spoke to a man yesterday who said it was pretty scary being out here hearing that tornado come through.
I think we took the hit, the brunt of the tornado. I heard it coming. It's the loudest thing I've ever heard, and I never heard anything like that, and I knew it was serious. We have a storm shelter, and we headed for it and took the hit.
Yeah, when you get out here and you see the damage, those words really mean a lot coming from him. Now, I did speak to another man who lives not too far from here, just half a mile that way. He's fine. His family's doing okay, but he did tell me there were some kids that lived in these homes here. Everyone's okay. That's the good news, but wow, what a wild day here in Greensboro. Reporting live, Russell Jones, WBRC Fox 6 News, on your side.
All right, Russell. And again, our hearts go out to people impacted by tornadoes, including Autauga County, where at least 6 people are confirmed dead. Autauga County includes Prattville, of course, and you're looking at some of the damage there. A tornado snapped trees, ripped through some homes and buildings. More searches are expected in Autauga County.
And in Selma, the damage there described as catastrophic after a tornado hit there. You can see the apparent funnel cloud and then shots of damage left behind on the ground. And as we switch here, this is a bird's eye view of that damage in Selma. Now, the fire you see there is one of several buildings that were damaged. We're told this building caught on fire shortly after being grazed by the tornado.
Well, this morning in Selma, where we'll join Mickey live in a moment, city leaders and EMA leaders will still be working to get details on the scope of the damage and the number of injuries as they continue recovery efforts. A lot of debris needs to be cleared up first. This resident of Selma, meanwhile, very emotional, trying to process Thursday's frightening moments.
So I thought, gosh, better get to the basement. And as I went down the steps, I just saw things I'll never forget. It was awful. And then I got to the basement, and we have a 2-story house, and I could just hear the trees falling on the house. And it's bad. But it's also very humbling that we're okay.
U.S. Representative Terry Sewell of Alabama is in her hometown of Selma this morning, we understand. She released a statement saying her office has already started coordinating a federal response to the disaster. She also says the people of the Black Belt are strong and will get through this together.
New at 6, a Jefferson County woman is counting her blessings this morning. A tree fell on top of her car she was sitting in just moments after she got out of that vehicle. Jonathan Skinner live in studio with her story. Hey, Jonathan.
Hey, good morning, Janice. Yeah, Linda Odgem says that it was a miracle that she was able to get out of that car just before that tree came crashing down on top. Now, she says she was actually in the car when she heard something snap, so she jumped out of the car, ran to her front door of her Forestdale home, and then when she looked back, the tree was coming down. Now, it crashed into the driver's side of the car. She says she's just ecstatic for another day to be alive.
Just an inch would have been my life, y'all. You know, all the material things that I've lost right here doesn't mean a thing to me. I have me. I got out of that alive. I am so happy. God was looking over me.
Definitely a blessing. She says she plans to contact her insurance company to get help with paying for the damage costs. Jonathan Skinner, WBRC Fox 6 News, on your side.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. Well, also now in Hale County, in the Akron area, there is major damage not far from County Road 36. According to the Hale County EMA office, 44 homes were hit. When EMA Director Russ Whedon arrived to the area, he quickly grabbed his chainsaw, cut his way through trees that were down at 4 locations blocking the road. Bob Seiler of Hale County sadly lost his home, but comes away with this perspective.
I think the Lord was good to me, give me enough sense to get away from here before it hit, because there's a good chance I'd have lost my life. There's no doubt about it, up there where I sleep's gone. The bedroom.
Of the 44 homes hit in that county, we know at least 10 are destroyed. Matt?
Weather every 6, want to get you ready for the day, so we're going to plan it out for you. Mike is just like everybody else. We're so confused at this point about the weather. He's like, what is going on? We got cold temperatures. It's windy outside. There's some sprinkles out there, so prepare for the cold temperatures. And I think once Janice gets through with work, she's going to go home, probably have a fireplace and just be cozy. She's got her hot coffee and hot chocolate ready. We're going to stay in the 30s for most of us today, maybe near 40. And once again, we can't rule out a mix of rain or snow mix. Not going to cause any issues on the roads, but you might see it fall from the sky. So if you're going out for a walk, Definitely want to dress warmly if you can. And we're looking at temperatures struggling to hit 40 degrees with those winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. We have some warmer temperatures on the way, especially for next week. We'll talk about that coming up in my full forecast weather every 6.
Thank you, Matt. More and more Americans are finding themselves in debt after borrowing money because of inflation. This morning, a look at a few steps to take to try to help your finances.
The new developments surrounding that FAA glitch that grounded flights Wednesday. What that federal agency is now blaming for that massive mess.
That shows. I don't know.
That's awful. That would freak me out. Boy, this story is just awful. Police in Virginia are investigating after a toddler was hit and killed by his mother's car. Chesapeake police say the mother was driving her vehicle near their home on Thursday when her young son ran out and was hit by the car. The child was taken to the hospital, but that's where he died. Police have not identified the people involved in this incident, nor have they released the age of the child, but just so sad.
The Federal Aviation Administration is now blaming human error for the systems issue that grounded air travel nationwide. Officials say a preliminary analysis shows the system failure was caused by those who did not follow procedure while accessing the Notice to Air Missions database. That's the system that gives important pre-flight information to pilots. They say a data file was damaged, which led to the massive grounding of flights for about 90 minutes and triggering operational problems for airline carriers.
Well, this morning, inflation continues to make it harder for many families all across the country to make ends meet. According to a study from the financial group NerdWallet, nearly half of the employed Americans say that they cannot keep up with rising costs. That same study says the median household income has grown by 4% this year, but the cost of living has jumped 8%. Now, more Americans are choosing credit card debt to try to get by. Experts say the beginning of the year, though, is the best time to better understand your financial situation.
It's January. A lot of people have money-related New Year's resolutions. This is a good time to take a look at where your money is going every month and see if there are any obvious